All right, we're live. So, guys, welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live. I'm here tonight with my guest, Brenda Ringwood, and I just wanted to have her on here because I know she has one heck of a story. So, if you would like to introduce yourself, Brenda, you go right ahead.
Well, how is everybody? My name is Brenda Wood. I go by Bren, and I am 51. Been married 32 years, have 4 wonderful children and 3 grandchildren. So that's my start.
All right, that's awesome. But guys, we are here to help you. So please share this video out. Give us thumbs up, give us smiley faces, give us cry faces, give us hearts, give us anything you like. But in the comments, if you would please tell me your name and where you're watching from so I know how to thank you. All right? You guys enjoyed this episode because I know Brenda is here to rock the world. All right. Okay. So, Brenda, what setbacks have you faced in life?
Well, it's funny you say that I'm here to rock someone's world because my world got rocked. And I've had several different issues come up in my life. Started out drinking in high school and given that up. To becoming a successful business owner, losing that at the drop of a hat. Things can turn from good, great to a nightmare overnight. And then I've had a struggle with cancer, and I'm a 10-year survivor with that. And I've also been incarcerated. So I've had a lot of struggles in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to take 1 second here and say hi to my dad who is watching from across the street. And that's pretty awesome. So I just wanted to tell him thank you. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, Dad. All right, so back to the show. You said that you had a scare with cancer.
I did.
What
I did.
what kind of cancer, if I may ask?
I had lymphoma. I had a tumor in my right parotid gland. And it's very rare to have a tumor in your parotid gland, which is your major salivary glands. You only have 2. And I had a tumor in it. I was told that it probably was not cancer, and it turned out to be cancer. I had to go through chemo, radiation, and here it is 9 years later. And although I'm in remission, I'm still struggling. I have to take IgG therapy infusions once a month for the rest of my life. I have no ability to fight off certain types of infections, and I can get sick super easy if I don't take those infusions, which cost about $18,000 a month.
Wow.
It's
And
expensive.
you said that you were incarcerated, correct?
I was incarcerated 3 years after my diagnosis with cancer for charges that were back stemming from 2006. So you never know when the long arm of the law is going to come back and get you. But I will tell you that it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, well, why would you say it's the best thing that ever happened to you?
Well, when I say the best thing, I would say my family is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But being incarcerated has made me realize how blessed I truly was to have the family that God has given me. And I also was able to share my story and meet some really cool people in there that I would have never, ever met. And I'm still able to help certain folks that I've met within there. There's also some people that I probably don't ever care to see again. But if I've made a difference on somebody's life, then that is my goal. And even though I say that, they would have never known that because you put your best foot forward and you help everybody you can. And it took me 4 years being incarcerated to realize what I had.
Wow, you were incarcerated 4 years. What
4 years.
what was that like? Can I ask?
You know, it's not as bad as what people think it is. And I think for the women, it's not as bad as probably for the men. I never did have to go to prison. It was all done in a federal holding facility while I was fighting charges. The one thing I can tell you, if you have any inkling that something is not right with what you're being charged for, is to fight it. Because I went in with 26 charges and walked out with 3. And I've never had to go to prison.
Wow.
Got to stay right here in my hometown with my family, got to see them every week. It was unfortunate because I was so close but so far away, but I got to see them every week.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So I just have to say I'm glad you're here now. I'm glad you have dealt with all your cancer and stuff, and I'm glad that you didn't have to go to prison. So
I did not. Very blessed.
I also want to take a second here and say hi to Kylie Mills. Aaron Four says, "Good evening, all." And I call him Sarge. And he will actually be a guest on my show soon. Dave Smith is here. And Shannon Clark is here. And Jordan Shaw is here. So guys, thank you again for watching. Please like and share this video. And in the comments, tell us where you're from, so I know how to properly thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and get back on with the show here. So, friend, how exactly did you deal with these things that were setting you back?
Well, I did not let it set me back. It might have set me back to the public. It might have set me back to others looking on. But in my mind, I knew that it was just temporary. And I kept that focus and I just kept plugging away. And to be honest with you, when I was in my first, I would say 6 months of incarceration, I was so mad and so angry and looking for people to blame. And I was sick. My mind was fragile. My attorney thought I was so ill mentally that she didn't even want my family to give me any bad news. So they were told to keep everything on the down low. She's very fragile was the words that she was saying. And in my mind, I wasn't fragile. And during that time, I took all my anger out, and instead of blaming and the woe is me, I started writing a book. And it wasn't a book about my experience. It was a fiction book. I had to get my mind out of where I was. So I put it to paper, and I took my anger out on characters in the book and created a fiction novel about a female vigilante who goes out taking care of business.
Yeah.
And since then, I've written another book called The Cloak. And then the sequel to this one, the first book's called Restitution, and I named it Restitution as I was writing it. You don't have access to computers while you're incarcerated. So everything was hand done, and it was going to be my restitution, supposedly, But what I found is restitution has many different meanings, as do similar words like retribution and other words. So restitution can mean to pay back or to get payback. So those I took, and I was taking out my frustration on the characters in the book. So I was doing something positive. I refused to let it be a waste of my time. So while I was incarcerated, I wrote 4 different books. The first of which is Restitution, which is getting published. It's supposed to be February, but we had some editing issues because, like I said, it was handwritten, and I had to find an editor that would take something handwritten. When I first got out, I was still very sick, and in the last 18 months, I have had 5 surgeries, major surgeries, and I could not focus to go from transcribing it from paper to a computer without getting nauseous. So I had found a publisher that loved the story, took it handwritten. So there was a lot of editing consequences in that. It was a nightmare. So now it should be April when that comes out. And then there'll be 2 more fiction books like that. And then my story will come out next.
Awesome. So how exactly can people get a hold of your books?
It's actually going to be at Barnes and Nobles.
Barnes and Nobles?
Yes, Barnes and Nobles.
She's a big shot.
That's right. Go big or go home, right?
Yeah. So
I've always been told I don't do things small.
That's pretty awesome.
I've always gone after everything I've wanted to do. I've been self-employed since high school. I don't know that I will work for somebody, on as far as punching the clock. I've done some consulting and things like that. You always have a boss. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you have a dream, go after it. Don't let people tell you what you can and can't do with your life. It is your life. And if you want it, you go do it. I just had a knee replacement done 5 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, I'm sorry. And I'm having my second one done next week. Thank you, Jeff, for talking me into doing that. I met you at a speaking event in Kansas City, and I was hobbling around on pain meds and could barely make it down the hallway. And I'm very glad I went ahead and had that first knee replacement done.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping your knees feel a lot better, and I'm hoping everything is going well with you. And I just want to say that Aaron 4 says, great job writing a book. And then
Thank you.
Sean Siegel says, booyah. And and Katie Ball is watching, so that's awesome. Aaron 4 is from North Carolina. Dave Smith is from Michigan. And Sean Siegel also says greetings. So
Hello.
we want to say thank you to everybody who's watching this. Please like and share this video. And if you get a chance, put any takeaways down in the comments you get from this show, because we're here to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in there too, and we will do our best to answer them. But since this show is about helping other people, I have to ask, do you have any suggestions for other people that are going through similar things?
I do. First, I would like to start off as never take advantage or don't underestimate your family, and don't underestimate people who are not your family, but who are there for you, that are like family. You have friends that are sometimes closer than family, and don't ever underestimate that. And don't ever underestimate a situation that you're in, because it's not the end and it's not permanent. There's something that can always happen that's worse. And you always think things can never happen to you. Well, I'm here to tell you it can. It can happen to you. And it's what you make of it and how you come out of it on the other side that's what's going to determine your life and what you're going to do moving forward with it. And I'm, like I said, I've been very ill since I've gotten out, but I'm doing much better now since I've had the infusions, and I'm moving forward trying to find publishers for my book. I always said I was going to write a book, so I did. I wrote more than one. I've always dabbled in public speaking, and I'm going to continue to do that. But my take home right now is, a lot of us know people who are incarcerated, and you might not want to admit that. It might be a family member. But what I found out is people are very uneducated in how the system works. And when one person's incarcerated, their whole family's incarcerated. And it's not taboo. Many of us break the law. A speeding ticket is a misdemeanor. You get enough of them, you can go to jail too. If you don't have insurance, you can go to jail. There's many, many things that can happen. But what I would say is be supportive. Encourage those people, because they're going to come out one day. Some don't, but the majority of us do, and they have to live their lives when they come out. And you need to be there for them, and you need to give them a little bit of support and help them to get their legs back on the ground and just hit the road running, because some people have nothing when they come out. Nothing. They're coming out of halfway houses that are infested with drugs, and the stories I hear. I was very fortunate. I didn't have to go through any of that. None of that. I don't even have to do drug testing, which is phenomenal, and the type of things you have to go through on probation. But educate yourself. If you know somebody that's going through that, write them a letter, send them a card, send them a book. And if you don't know somebody, then try to, maybe be part of a prison ministry or a card ministry or something that can help those that are incarcerated, because there's a lot of very, very lonely people in jail. And there's a lot of really cool people in jail. There's also some very bad people in jail, but you know what? People can change. People can change, and they have just as much of a right to a happy life as anybody else does. They're doing their time. Some of them have done more than what they even needed to be doing, especially if you're fighting your charges. I was in for 3 years before I even signed a plea. So just getting educated with the system. But my other takeaway from this is for anybody that's fighting with health issues, you got to get up and you got to keep on going. Don't lay around. Don't wait to die. Just you got to step forward. You got to get on with your life and find something to motivate you. Find something that's going to help you to get to where you need to be. If it's a mindset, if it's mental, if it's physical, one day at a time, one step at a time. And Jeff, you know well about that. Well about that. And, you know, mental illness is real. A lot of people like to blame it on things and use it as an excuse for things, but it is real. The extent that people will take that into consideration could help their health. So, you know, even if that's only temporary, if you need to see the psychiatrist, if you need to take the medication to get you to where you want to be, then I suggest you do it. And if you're sitting there with cancer, take the treatments. And unless it's going to, I'm going to rephrase that, because if your treatment is going to make your quality of life so bad, then you need to really weigh, you know, how much time you have. Hopefully you're going to be in remission like I've been, and your quality of life will just suffer for a little bit. But if you can do something that's going to take away the pain and help you get focused and moving on, then do that. Get with groups, counseling groups, get with people who have been there, done that can help you get through it, and tell your story. You know, you might not think you have anything to share, but to that.
Oh, she froze. You froze up right after you said, if you don't think you have anything to share.
Yes, if you don't think you have anything to share, to that one person that you're talking to, you might be their entire world. You might be the only person that can help them, and just be there for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to take another second here and say hi to Rick Solomon, Alicia Kaiser, hi to Ashley Renee Hutchinson, hi to Geraldine Rogers. I know she's one of your friends.
Yes, she is.
And then Aaron Forrest says, you are not looking for the right person. You are being the right person to lend support and helping others push forward.
That is correct.
I definitely agree with that. And Geraldine Rogers says, greetings. And Sean Siegel says, everyone has something to share. So we're asking you guys, what is your biggest takeaway from this? And we want you guys to please like and share this video. Give us thumbs up, give us hearts, give us frowny faces, give us cry faces, just give us something. I really don't care what you give us, but we're here to help you. So if you have any questions, we want to have a conversation, not make a presentation. But we're here, and we're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time. Sorry, it's not standard during the daylight hours or during the daylight. God, I don't know. But it's Eastern Time. And like I've said before, please like and share this video, because we're here to help you guys, and you never know whose life we're going to be able to affect, or you are going to be able to affect. So definitely just share this video wherever you can and invite all kinds of people to watch us, because I know we are powerful people. So is there anything else you would like to add, Bren?
Well, you can always ask Jeff for my contact information. He could give it to you. You can look me up on Facebook under Brenda Ringwood. If you know somebody that's going through cancer that would like to speak about it, needs a ear to listen and a shoulder to cry on. I'm here for them. If you've got some family that's incarcerated and they need letters, give me a holler. I'll be happy to send them when I can.
All right, guys. And check her out on Facebook. Her name is Brenda Ringwood. And I will tag her in this video as soon as I get off of here. So
I'm also on LinkedIn, and Instagram at the same name.
All right, well, definitely check her out on any of those. And if you have anybody that's incarcerated in your family, remember that they are people too. They deserve
Absolutely.
happiness too. They just haven't found that happiness right. So I just want to say thank you one last time to you, Brenda, but I also want to say hi to LD Graham, hi to Kelsey Humbarger. I hope I'm saying that right. And Sean Segal says that he has been through cancer himself too. So I know that there are a lot of people out there that have suffered with cancer, and it is great when other people can talk life into them, speak life into them, whatever you want to say. But I want to take a minute here and tell you thank you, Brenda, for being here. I know you had some technical issues trying to get
I did. Sorry I missed
tonight.
it.
It's all right, but this is an awesome program. This is an awesome application that I'm on, and I just want to say thank you and thank you everybody out there. But I need everybody to do me a favor. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when those seconds are going to run out on your one life. All right, guys, you have a great week. Brenda, do you have one last bit to add or not?
Go out and conquer. Thanks for listening.
All right, thank you, everybody.